I want to get to Dan. Dan, we're 80 minutes in, and I'm just getting to Dan, so I apologize. But Coach Bilbrey, thanks for so much for joining and sharing all that, and please continue to stick around. And I do want to come back to you on that scripting piece too, Coach. So I'll ping you on the side about that. Okay.
All right, man.
All right, cool. Dan Bump, welcome to the show. How's it going?
Great.
Thanks for joining us, and again, thanks for being online and kind of posting some success stories. Remind everyone where you are in the world and what level you coach.
Well, I'm at Emerald Coast Middle School. We're in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. We're in the Panhandle of Florida. We couldn't play our game last week because of the hurricane, and the film I will show you is from our first game, which was our kickoff game from 2 weeks ago. Nice.
And so, yeah, you guys have some natural disasters beyond, like kind of in the same boat as us, just a different disaster, right? We got through the COVID stuff. We didn't practice for our season out here in California. Mm-hmm. I don't even want to get into that, but we at least started camps and things on the side. And then we had the wildfires hit, and now we have to figure out how to get around that. So you guys had an actual hurricane.
All the COVID restrictions on us, and our state couldn't make their mind up when we were going to start play. They kept, setting a date and then delaying and setting a date and delaying. And so this has been the weirdest install year ever. This is my first year to do an air raid. In the past, I've done anything from wing tee to just some general spread stuff, but it's my first year doing wing tee. And I'll be honest with you, what I did is when we got shut down from school back in March, I found your air raid website on Facebook there, and I watched your progression of how to install the air raid on the middle school level and how to adapt it, and basically spent about an hour or two each day watching that and kind of putting together what we thought we wanted to do for an offense for the team. This kind of weird is the team I'm coaching this year was not the team I was planning on coaching this year. I switched schools for summer, so matter of fact, I didn't actually wind up being the head coach for the team I'm coaching this year until the second week of July.
Oh my gosh! And you're just flowing with it. And then so camp started. When did camp actually start?
Oh, let me see here. Date wise, I think our first workout was July 6th. Okay. And I officially wasn't the head coach yet, but I'd kind of already heard through the grapevine that our head coach was leaving. I was named AD in the end of May when I got hired, but I was going to take a year off from football basically and see what happened. And the head coach wound up taking the job at the school that I left, and he basically replaced me over there. And first workout, like I said, was July 6th, and then school started late. Had to do the entire install under COVID rules of no more than 10 in a group.
Oh, and so, how'd you do that?
Luckily we were going to be a no huddle offense anyway. You looked at it anyway. So basically we installed our entire offense doing the pat and go drill, to be quite honest with you. We had everybody spaced out, 6 feet apart, and in the formations in our ace formation, which is a 2x2, or in our earlier late with the trips and whatever. We just put the entire offense in. Basically, me yelling from a distance, "Hey, this is what your route is. This is what your route is. This is what your route is." And I had 4 guys throwing the ball, so everybody got a ball. So that's how we wound up putting our offense in. And apparently, we're leaps and bounds ahead of who we played in our jamboree. I wasn't too pleased with our passing attack. We were playing a 3-5 team, and they were playing cover 3 the whole night. So we didn't throw the ball downfield, but to be quite honest, we didn't. I followed your philosophy of saying, have 3 running plays. It's all you really need is 3 running plays. So we picked 3 running plays, and we ran inside zone, counter, and jet. And we ran those 3 plays all night, and they had no answer to it. And then we ran wide receiver screen. And one of the things that we have preached once we were able to have some contact is being physical as the wide receivers and slots on any of the run plays or any screen play when you need them to block. And you're going to see in this video how my wide receivers and slot guys are basically just blowing up the DBs on the other team. Every time we ran jet, it was about 15, 20 yards.
That's amazing.
Wide receiver screen was good for 5 to 8, 15, sometimes 20 yards just because of the blocking that was happening downfield. And to go back to what you were talking about on jet, I'm telling my guys we don't block anything inside of 3 technique on the defensive line, and we pull the guard, and basically I'll tell you if he's head up on the guard, I'll tell my guard if he's an athletic guy, you think he can get to it, you can go ahead and stay and block him. I said, but if you don't think he's going to get to him, go ahead and pull around the end and go hunt you a linebacker that's trying to float to the jet side. And we haven't found anybody that's going to stop it yet, to be honest with you.
I love it. And, talking to all you guys, and this is so nice having a middle school core on the screen with me. And trust me, I love Brad and the youth teams and David Hunter out there. But it's really refreshing. And I think this is one of the main points I've been always trying to get across to everyone. These kids in middle school, they can make reasonable choices, right? You give this kid a guard a choice to pull or not pull. Mm-hmm. You guys are doing your verts routes and giving them choice routes in the middle of the play. And, that's mind blowing to me that not everyone still doesn't agree that these kids can handle these kind of options as long as they're coached up, right?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, at any play that when we line up, the wide receivers and the quarterback, there's a signal that they can give to each other to just go ahead and take the hitch every time if it's there. We didn't do that the other night. It was there all night. We didn't do it. I don't know why we didn't do it, but to make an adjustment to that, since I've got my quarterbacks. I've got my number one guy. He's a rookie at quarterback. He's never played quarterback before in his life, but he's the second best runner on my team. Some people would argue he's maybe the best runner on my team, but he has a cannon and just a rifle for an arm, and he wants to throw the ball downfield. He doesn't want to take anything that's given short. You'll see that on some of the film. There's a couple, I'll call them almost bloopers in there as far as him just making a terrible read and just trying to gun it into his favorite wide receiver. And, there's guys wide open all over the place, but he would not take the easy stuff. But
yeah, that's a hard lesson. I mean, it's not natural. These kids, they grow up watching these big bombs and big people throwing it downfield, and they don't usually show the clips on Sports Center that set those things up. And so, it's a hard thing for these kids to get in their mind that seriously a 5-yard pass multiple times is gonna be way better than you just throwing it up and flipping a coin and maybe someone catches it.
Well, the nice thing in my area with our youth program, the middle school program, and the high school program is this year we are all on the same page. So what's going to help me and then eventually help the high school is the fact that we're all running basically the same offense. Now the complexity of it's going to be different on the youth level than what I'm running, and what I'm running is going to be simpler than what the high school is running. But there's some continuity there as far as concept. So they're going to be used to throwing the ball more. They're going to be used to being spread out. They're going to be used to running a lot of the same plays for us. So that's going to be a positive down the road for us on my level as well as hopefully in the high school level here in a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. And that's so nice. You guys have synergy with that. And it's so helpful. Okay, cool. I want to get to the film. One last question before we get there.
All right.
Coach Bump, now that you've kind of installed this year, and this is a great test case because these other guys have probably been dabbling in it maybe a little bit last year, but like what has worked? What do you see? And it's a tough question because you did it in COVID, but what have you seen maybe something that has worked really well when you're trying to implement this that you would suggest other coaches that are in your same boat do?
Well, I'll tell you the plays that you're going to see that we ran well, the wide receiver screen and that jet sweep. We have some drills that we rotate in every practice, and we either start each practice with either the settle drill or the wide receiver pedal screen drill, and so that right there gives us 10 minutes of just repetition on those two plays. One day a week we'll run a jet drill where our wide receivers are on the play side are having to get physical and block. And everybody that's a slot or a wide receiver is carrying the ball in the jet sweep because we can line anybody up there and run it at any time. So the drills that we're running are not wasting any time. We are reinforcing what we're going to run in our offense. I said we only have 3 runs. We've got counter, inside zone, and we got the jet. And right now the inside zone, the jet, I can't complain with what we're running right there. to be
Well, I'm gonna.
success of what we had last week running it. Now, this week we're playing a team that is polar opposite of what our philosophy is. They're a wing tee, power running team. They might throw it 2 times a game. And then on defense, they like to line up in a 5-3, and I just don't know how they're going to be able to line up in that against us with us going 4 and 5 wide. So it's going to be interesting to see. Nice thing is this offense seems to get people in my area on defense out of their comfort zone.
Oh yeah,
they have to do stuff that they're not used to doing.
Yeah, and we saw most of the teams we played against came out in the 5-3 last year, and they didn't adjust. And I'm like, what? But yeah, you stay in there, please stay in that 5-man front for me.
And I'll be honest, we have spent really 2 days, two practices, maybe 30 minutes, 2 practices, working on picking up the blitz with the fullback, and we do our blocking system is a numbered system as far as picking up people, and then we can have the guard and the tackle. They can fan block if they see the outside linebacker coming up, like in that 3-5. The outside linebacker tends to the lightning or the rumble. They tend to line up, come up on the line of scrimmage. They see that coming, they just turn to each other, go fan, and they take care of that. And then my fullback, is picking up whoever's coming up the middle, if anybody comes up the middle. So I give a lot of credit to my coaching staff. I've got some really good coaches. My offensive line coach, Nick Borthwick, he's done a great job with that group as far as taking care of the blocking schemes. And the nice thing is, with us only having 3 running plays, it's very, very simple. The repetition, I'd rather be near perfect on 3 plays than half the time be efficient and run 6 or 8 or 10 running plays. So we're going to specialize in these 3 plays and add a few wrinkles here and there off of them, but I'm not complaining out of our efficiency right now.
That's awesome, Coach. And yeah, let's get the film going. I want to make sure we get that as a part of this for the audience.
All right.
But in the meantime, I'm gonna ask you, while you're bringing that up, I'm gonna remind you later. I really would love it if you'd share that screen drill, whatever that screen drill is you're talking about.
The pedal and wide receiver screen?
Yeah, like the physicality of receiver blocking, I think, is something that needs to be drilled.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
so if I got a little small kid that plays slot for me, and I basically have challenged him to block. And there's one day at practice I got all over him, pulled him out, put another kid in there, and I'll tell you, his physicality level went through the roof when he got back in there. Because I told him, I said, look, if you're not going to block, I'm going to put somebody in there that's going to do it.
Yeah.
You gotta not only run and catch the ball, but you got to be able to block when it's your turn to block. I said, you're not going to get the ball every play. Yeah.
And, no block, no rock. I think who said that? Coach Knapp said that. I stole that.
The nice thing is I've got 49 players. 30 of them, I think about 30 of them are in 8th grade. So I've got a really talented group that hopefully we're going to develop the downfield passing game a little bit better. But let me see here. I'm going to try and share my screen here and pull up this video.
Let's do it. Yeah, Michael Harris, absolutely. That orbit drill, we do that drill. I guess I could layer in a better blocking. Like that's so focused on the receivers, but I mean that definitely would be a drill you could make that a physical drill too.
All right, can you see this yet, or?
I don't see it popping up where I can grab it. So if you click the share screen, and then you got to choose like what you share, and it should pop up after that.
Let me see if that works. Let's try that.
There we go. We're in.
All right. So do you have control of the video, or?
No, you do. So yeah, there you go. Perfect.
All right. Well, I think the first couple plays on here, we're doing that inside zone.
Okay, cool.
Get this big here.
Yeah. Cool uniforms. I like those.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That's our jet. As I said, I can't complain about the blocking on that play.
No, man, that whole side was wide open.
That's
a big boy running the ball too. How big is that kid?
He's about 5'8" and probably about 140.
Oh, he looks bigger than that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
he plays big. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. You see my guard. He tried to pull around. He wound up helping on the defensive end there. But look at the wide receivers just getting downfield. You can see they were in a soft cover 3 here, so they didn't really help themselves out any on this play. It was just too easy to get the corner.
Yep. And are you calling that at the line of scrimmage when you see that, or is that you guys are running that play?
I pre-snap called that play, the jet sweep. We're not doing any check with me's right now, and I think we're going to run the same play here. And he cut it up a little too early. We tell him to run the hump, but and take it outside and not do what he did right there, because if he bounced it outside, he probably would have scored. And that slot receiver is in the perfect position to like get him outside. It's that little bitty the slot receiver right here. See if he'll block this time.
He's getting the way. Yeah, I mean the way he's positioning his body, he knows exactly what he needs to do. That's great coaching.
So, but I kind of sorted these out, so we're seeing the same play a couple times, and then we go to another play and see it a couple times.
Good, love it.
Here's the same play again. Again, there's no adjustment on the other team. You see, we didn't block anything inside the 3.
I think that's a good idea. Why not? Why waste your time?
I'll be honest. I'm telling my lineman on this play to not even worry about linemen. Just go to the second level unless you're the play side tackle. Try to go and hit a linebacker, somebody who's going to be in pursuit.
Right, someone that actually matters.
There's no point in blocking them. They're not going to be relevant.
I really love that idea.
Look at it right here. And you see my wide receiver there with his hands up. He got called. We ran this play. This is the 3rd time in a row we ran this play. He got called for holding on the 2 previous plays, and this is him showing the referee that he's really not holding.
Jesus. Body him up. Oh, my God. That is hilarious, dude. Oh, my goodness.
So
that is so funny. And he still blocked him, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Still blocked the kid. And there's my quarterback on the inside zone, just reading it and pulling it.
And he's got the full carte blanche to make that read himself.
Oh yeah, he is. I told him, I said, you just look at the defensive end that we're not blocking. I said, if he runs right at your inside, you pull the ball and go because you're going to be more athletic than him. As you can see, he took that angle inside that mesh point right here. 84 did, and boom, he's gone. Now, the only thing I wish is the wide receiver would have turned and gone downfield and tried to lead block rather than turn around and back blocking.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I think these next few plays are just going to be all inside zone plays. And then we'll get to see, they've gone to bringing their lightnings and their rumbles outside linebackers up on the line of scrimmage to give us basically a 5-man look there on the line, but there's still just too much room right up the middle.
It's beautiful. And you guys, I mean, how's that coaching the inside zone? I've heard it's been tough at this level. That's kind of one of the reasons I haven't done it.
To me, it's simpler to block than everything else, because if you're going to block power, you got to know what front you're going to see, and you got to tell them this is how you're going to block this front, this is how you're going to block that front. And with the inside zone, it's pretty easy just to. And this is our notation here about he should have. We got an RPO in this that he can pull it and throw it on this play as well. Right. And you see how far off this number 3 is.
Mm-hmm.
He should have pulled this thing and just thrown it out to the wide receiver right here.
Was it stick?
He got so much room, and he's got one kid to beat basically if you throw him the ball.
What's the RPO? Just throwing a stick or something?
Well, he's got basically a wide receiver screen there.
Oh.
He can actually be quite honest about it. We've got a couple of things he can do there. He can do a slant. He can do a outside release go, or he can do wide receiver screen, and he's got a hand signal that the two of them say to each other. basically touching different parts of their body just to communicate, and they echo it, so they both make the same signal.
Right. Yeah.
And this is going to be that jet sweep again. This is out of empty. And the quarterback kept it on this one.
Hey, was he reading somebody on that, or he
went a little rogue on that one. He saw an opening there and said he was going to take it. But apparently they just started to just vacate that line right there. And this is our counter play right here.
Yeah, I want to see the blocking.
Pull in the backside guard and tackle off that jet motion.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's my favorite.
They picked up the outside linebacker and the defensive end, and
yeah, you pop through that, it's all good.
So. That's it. That's going to be inside zone again. Oh, that's counter. Sorry, that's counter. And you see this guy got big ugly running down the field on a safety, I guess.
Love it.
And he never actually got to him because the running back was away. So, but as I said, we've specialized in 3 running plays, and we want to be very good on those 3 running plays.
Absolutely. Could not agree more.
This is our attempt at a 3x1 verts. And then I don't know what he's reading here, but that guy's open. The wide receiver came off the sideline early. He should have stayed out and then come in where the ball was thrown. And he actually undercut the throw, and it went over his head. And that's a rookie guy out there playing wide receiver, but he's about 6 foot tall.
Nice. Yeah, we'll get it. A couple more reps. You got pretty big lineman splits.
Here's his cannon arm right here. And you notice this is the check down here, and he doesn't take the check down. He could catch that and run probably a mile, but he's going to think he's got the arm, and he's going to try to gun it into this guy, and he almost actually completes this.
He was trying to thread that needle.
Yeah. Like I said, he almost got it. And that wide receiver, he's fearless. He'll go down and try to get it. But that wasn't the read. The read there was, okay, they dropped everybody, dump it off to the fullback, and he's almost making his mind up who he's going to throw the ball to before he even snaps it. Now I think this is our roll play. We got 2 squirrel routes on the outside and somebody running the end line. And this is our go-to 2-point play right now. Okay, the backside guard and tackle, they kind of drop for the rollout and seal the backside. The quarterback runs out. He's got a run-pass option here. And as you can see, that we haven't seen, even in our own practices, we haven't seen anybody take away all 3 of those receivers, even in our own practice. It's one of those 3 is always open. We got 2 squirrel routes and basically a find the end of the line out,
Oh, got it.
So
just flooding that whole zone.
Yeah, just flooding that whole zone. And the guys that are running the squirrel route, if we're running it down near the goal line, they're supposed to get a yard behind the goal line. And the guy running the end line is just supposed to be running about a yard inside the end line. And the quarterback's got the option of running it or throwing it. It's his choice right there, depending on what he's got. And if he starts to run it, usually one of the corners pulls up and he can just dump it right over top. Nice little soft throw there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And this is the same play, but we're running it from a little further away. He dropped that one, but I mean it was all there all day. He just had to squeeze it and catch it.
So, Coach, I see the notes on you
right there.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He'll get it.
And we're going to the wide receiver screens now.
Oh yeah, here we go. There's a lot of space out there.
Yeah, I mean they're playing real soft. I mean, this is just taking candy away from a baby right here. It's just too
Oh
easy.
man,
It's just too
15,
easy.
15 yards a clip. I'll take that all day. So our little sweep.
I'll do the same thing to the other side.
Now, are you doing film with the kids and like sit down in a room, or are you saying, here's the clips, go watch them on your own?
We spend probably about 30 minutes the day after a game going over film. And this was a tough film session for our quarterbacks, to be honest with you, when we tried to throw it down. This is my second string quarterback in. He's a different animal than the first guy. First guy is more of my quick game running guy. This guy's more of a touch passer. I think the first guy's back in now. We kind of rotated them in this game. There's that. I guess we're back up to the top again. So that's pretty much. I just kind of got you a sample, but that gives you an idea of what we were able to do. Yeah. We ran 65 offensive plays, and we were running 9-minute quarters.
That's a lot. That's tempos. So you guys weren't huddling at all.
In the second half, we just we had 6 possessions and scored 5 touchdowns. Tempo itself just wore them down. The sad thing here is that the team we were playing here is the team that I was coaching last year.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and then the last game last year, these two teams played each other. It was a 1-point game.
No way.
It was a 15-14 ball game. So.
Wow. Is that like a rivalry game?
That is a rivalry game. We call this the Battle of the Bay. They're on the north side of the bay, and we're on the south side of the bay. This is a heated game every year. It doesn't matter what level it is, whether it's youth league, middle school, or high school. It is a extremely heated game.
That's fun. That always makes it fun. I mean, the whole rivalry piece, you got to have that in football. I don't care what level you're at. And I think, we've been trying. We have a team that literally plays. We share a border with it. And I've been trying to implement some type of trophy that goes back and forth just to keep it. You know what I mean? That type of thing. I think that's so huge.
Well, the league we're in, we've got for all sports, we've got I think 9 teams in it, but there's only 6 of them that play football. And so for football, we're kind of toying around calling ourselves the Pac-6. Because the athletic conference is what we're calling ourselves. So
nice. I love that.
So
well, great, Coach. That's awesome, man. I really appreciate you sharing that online on Facebook, and then obviously coming in here and spending almost 2 hours with us talking ball on a Sunday night. Yeah, Coach. Thank you so much.
It's a good start for us. I really was surprised with how well we were able to run the ball, being the fact that we only really had 2 weeks in pads before we played that game.
Yeah.
And to be honest, we really didn't spend a lot of time on inside zone or counter because we weren't in pads and we weren't allowed to be on top of each other. We knew the kids knew what the concept was and how we were going to try to run it, but until we put pads on, we really didn't understand if it was going to work and how physical we were going to be on the line to be able to run inside zone and counter. But I'm pleased. I'm very interested to see this week what happens when we go play Baker. They're usually one of the better teams in this group that we're in. They're usually in the top 2 every year. So
that's awesome. Well, I'm sure you guys will be fine. I mean, it says a lot about you, Coach, that you had to kind of implement that quickly and without too much notice, and they're still able to execute your plays. So great job, and just keep it up. The more you guys will get going, the more you guys will get comfortable with everything. But it looks like you have a good group of kids. Obviously, you guys have a good group of coaches. So, man, just keep up the good work. That was awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah.
All right, cool. And then one thing I've been waiting to reveal this, and you mentioned tempo, and I've been wanting to kind of put this out here. So let me just do this real quick for Coach Salas, who's not around right now.
Tempo gives you the ability to take a big, strong guy and drag him to the deep end of the pool and drown him.
All right. Sorry about that. I just wanted to play that clip of him because I just love that. All right, Coach.
I can agree with that. Our goal when we're running this no huddle hurry up is we want to snap the ball within 15 seconds of it being ready for play. And the COVID rules have actually helped us speed up our play. The officials don't want to handle the ball at all. So whoever has the ball, runs it back into the center, and the official's there marking where he wants the ball to be, and the center's there with his hands up, and we run the ball out, hand it to the center, and the center puts it down. And by that time, I've already called the next play. We line up and we go. So it actually helps us get lined up quicker.
That's awesome.
Not giving the ball to the officials.
I love that. That's so great. And these are all such great tidbits for these coaches out here. So thanks again for sharing. All right, Coach Philip Wardell, thanks again for joining us. You got anything else that you'd like to say or get out there while we're chatting?
No, it was fun. It's actually weird. We've got a scrimmage this week. So we had a game. Now we have a scrimmage. It's a doubleheader with our varsity. It replaces what we should have done back in the spring. And then the following week,
please keep posting about it. We'll keep trying to bend your ear on what's working and what's not. But obviously, you guys are out to a great start. And thank you for coming on here and joining us to kind of show everybody. All right, Coach.
Yeah,
Coach Dan Bump, again, thank you so much for hanging tight with us all night tonight. Really love those clips, and it sounds like you guys are off to a good start as well. So thanks for joining us, Coach, and just dropping some knowledge.
Hopefully next time I'll have some better throwing clips to show you.
Hey, man, like Coach Salas says, we always talk about him, man. He's had games where he's run 80 times a game. If that's working, like, who cares?
Yeah.
If it's working, it's working. And the less you have to pull out of the playbook, the better. So, just keep it coming. All right, guys. Well, we're signing off. Thank you all, you guys out there listening, for hanging with us as well. We will get back to probably more clinics next week. I got a couple things lined up, but please, guys, just like you saw all 6 of these coaches come in tonight, stay on that Facebook page. That's really where our forum is, for lack of a better place, where we can exchange ideas, show film, and really help each other get better. As coaches, and especially at the youth and middle school level, where we don't have that many resources besides ourselves. So you guys are making this great for everybody. And we'll keep it going online. And then we'll see you next Sunday, as always, at the same time, 8:00 Eastern. All right. So thanks again, coaches, for joining us. And we'll talk to you guys on Facebook. Gosh, starting tonight, I'm sure. Take it easy.
Sounds good. Guys. Thanks.